Hello and welcome back to the stream, where today we're going to be playing Genshin Impact. The last time, I believe we left off with Fremene's little event. His event was super cute. I'm not going to spoil too much in case there were some people that haven't watched it, but I do recommend it. If you want to watch it, you could go to my previous VOD, either on Twitch or on my VOD's channel on YouTube. But this event was just so cute. I can't get over this event. Although what we're gonna be doing this stream is we're actually gonna be going down to, Farina's, not Archon Quest, Farina's story quest. So I'm excited about this, the little Oceanid. That sounds like the Little Mermaid! That's adorable. I almost feel like Batman standing up here, just staring down at the people. I flew down here just so I was a little closer to the Adventurers Guild, but not so close that I would, like, trigger the quest. Because I don't want to explain anything that I don't have to. And I actually found a chest here. Well, I'll actually collect that later. But, for now, I actually do want to do, these trial characters. I'm not gonna be, play or try to get these characters, because they're not the specific characters I want. If I wished on every banner, I probably wouldn't get every character, but it's whatever. Kuki Shinobu's elemental skill will sacrifice a certain percentage of her HP to create Grass Ring of Sanctification that will heal friendly characters within it. It deals continuous electro damage to surrounding opponents. She creates a cleansing field using her elemental burst. That's actually funny that it's called a cleansing field, because her story is that her parents wanted to force her to become a shrine maiden, but instead she became part of the Arataki gang. Adorable, but whatever. She creates a cleansing field with an elemental burst that deals continuous AoE electro damage to opponents within it. That actually reminds me of Xinyan. I think Xinyan's burst does something similar with Pyro. This field will last longer if Shinobu creates it while her HP is no higher than 50%. So if her HP is lower than 50%, she doesn't... Oh, it will last longer if her HP is below 50. Okay. So let's see how Kuki works. She's very cool. We did see Kuki a lot in the chasm. I really like her bun. How do you put your hair up like that? Yeah, she's like the exact opposite of Shrine Maiden, though her parents wanted to force her to become a Shrine Maiden. She does actually have a hangout event, which is cool. So she's self-sacrificial, and I mean, I guess in a way, Farina's kind of the same, where Farina will just take HP from other characters, and I don't even know what she does with the HP.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Freeze.
I don't like Lisa, but she is useful sometimes. Does she heal herself? Oh, she might heal herself, actually. Oh, I think she heals herself. Well, that's not useful. I need her HP to be... No, oh wait, this is the last character. Alright. Or last creature. Whatever. Why do things stand up straighter right before they die? That doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense that they fall over, but first they, like, stand up straighter and then fall over. I don't know, maybe it's just the animation. Alright, I don't think I've actually played as Kiara too often. And if you haven't already realized, sometimes I just name the characters because I feel like it. Her name was too hard for me to say, so I'm calling her Kiara instead of Kirara. It's just easier to say, and I like Kiara better than Kirara, or however you say her name. I wonder if she has a hangout event, actually. Kiara's elemental skill deals AoE damage, AoE danger damage, and deploys a defensive shield of safe transport. Holding the elemental skill will cause her to enter the urgent Neko parcel state. This will allow her to move more quickly and deal danger damage to opponents she crashes into, similar to Fischl's burst. When she uses her elemental burst, Kiara will throw down a special delivery package that deals AoE dendro damage and generates mini catgrass cardamoms? I'm still confused by that. That will deal dendro damage to opponents who come in contact with them. Right, I think that one's similar. She actually has cat feet. I think that one's similar to, oh, that is so cute! Oh, and I love her slit eyes. Oh, and the little cute mouth. Oh, she's so cute! Okay, as much as I make fun of the characters, Kiara's adorable. But,
I wonder
I
what's
think
inside this package. No.
she wants to look inside the package. I think what her burst might be similar to is actually Klee's burst. Because Klee lays bombs all across the field, and if they run into it, they explode. I don't know, I guess we'll see. So I do that, and then I can also cancel it. Okay. Good to know.
Let the show be.
Oh man, I'm not used to having 3 characters. Alright, let's try her burst. Yeah, okay, so it just sends out these little kitty things that if they run into them... Ooh, I wonder how that would work if you had an animal character on your party. I wonder if the animal character could actually bring in her burst stuff. What was that little leaf for? I don't know.
Here, please.
Oh, I love the little burst. Oh my gosh, she got her stuff back instantly. What was that?
Come on, we can do it.
Not the one I meant to do. I meant to do this one.
Phantasmagoria.
Express delivery.
There.
That's that.
I mean, I'm not good at building character teams, but I do not like this team build. Alright, I need to actually test that out with Kiara. And in a cool pose. Nice. Alright, do I have Kiara? Ooh, wait, I don't think I even have Kiara. Because I know I wanted to travel around with her when she was, like, first available. But I don't think I have her. Guess I don't. Well, I can't test that theory. I forgot that I had Venti, actually. I was so focused on Nouvellette and, like, other characters, I completely forgot about Venti. I could have built him. Now go to... I'm gonna go to Sino, because I think I like Ayato better. Because I just don't necessarily know how Sino works. But we're gonna figure this out. Sino's elemental skill causes him to advance at high speed, dealing dendro damage to opponents along his path. Right. You can be a certain distance from opponents, and Sino will basically, like, teleport. He doesn't teleport, he actually just moves really quickly. But it's like he teleports. So, you can be a certain distance from opponents and still hit them, basically. His elemental burst causes him... Oh my god, that's long. Causes him to enter the Paxworn Path Clear state. Wow, that's a mouthful. Which will change his attack style and convert his normal and charge attacks to electro damage. In the state, using his elemental skill will cause it to deal AoE electro damage. Using his skill will cause it to deal electro damage and extend during his burst. When in this state, you can use... Wait. When he is in the state, you can time uses of elemental skill to match a certain visual cue to trigger the judication effect? Right, because there's a certain eye that appears, I think. Which will increase the damage dealt by his elemental skill instance and fire off 3 Duststalker bolts that deal electro damage. Okay, so he's
Good deeds and bad. In the end, all will be placed upon
Woo.
the scales.
Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Cool! Oh, I love He's a 5-star Sino, basically. Or 5-star Sino. He is Sino. He's a 5-star Razor. He's got the white hair. He dresses kind of like Razor. I can see the similarities. I don't know. I feel like he knows Razor somehow. Yeah, and he can go through the opponents like that, too. If you're, like, too close to them. So you can back up a distance, go through them.
Your sins weigh upon your soul. Your penance is due.
Okay, so you can time that with something? That! Oh my god, I've never done that before!
Your penance is due.
Wait, does that mean it does more damage?
Witness
Wait,
the power of God.
first?
Our bond is strong. I'll settle this.
First? First?
Me,
First.
justice is served. Guilty.
Alright, now there is one more. Who is that? That is you?
Stand condemned.
Oh my god, I never realized that you could actually time that to the eye thing. Wait, I want to try that out again. I've never realized that. Where are those 3 triangles? Is that with his weapon? The equipping character gains 52% of their specific of their elemental mastery as28% attack. When an elemental skill hits opponents, the Dream of Scarlet Sands effect will be gained for 10 seconds. The equipping character will gain 28% of their elemental mastery. Max stacks 3. Okay, so that must be what I see. I see like 3 little triangles there. Okay, so I always saw the eye on my screen, but I never knew what to do with it because I never read these. That's really cool, actually.
Rain outlines
I'm just gonna do the skills and bursts, even though I'm gonna kill them all immediately.
Sins weigh upon your soul.
Cool! Oh man, they're just being obliterated.
Stand condemned.
Okay, you can actually see that the eye gets like gold when you do it successfully, and it like sends out claw marks when you're able to do it. Oh man, I want to do
Judgment is upon you.
the thing to end this rune guard. Do the thing. There you go. Yeah, I feel powerful.
Your penance is due.
Can I see that one more time?
Guilty.
There we go. Okay, yeah, that's really cool.
Your penance is due.
Yeah, he sends out 3 claw marks, and I think he does greater damage. You're cool, Sino. Not cool enough for me to get you, granted. I want to focus on more of the Archons and, like, Fatui characters and other characters like that, but still cool. Alright, let's see Ayato. I kind of know how he works. Though it's been a lot of time since I actually played him. I think the last time I played him was obviously on my trophy account, when I was first building him. Kamisato Ayato's elemental skill will leave watery illusion behind, which will confuse opponents. Wait, confuse them? Now I'm confused. And he will enter the Takemiguri Kanka state. I'm surprised I could actually say that. During this time, he can use Shunsuken? Shunsuken? Shunsuken. I guess that's it. Dealing AoE hydro damage with each attack. Okay, so I think I know what it means by that. Ayato's elemental burst will unleash a garden of purity in which bloom water blades will rain down and attack opponents within its AoE. Which is actually similar to Ganyu. So if you have Ganyu and Ayato at the same time, it's pretty nice. This one increase the normal attack damage of characters within that AoE. Right, okay, so that's what I was thinking. He has to do
I'm
his
sure I've
burst
forgotten
and then
something.
his skills.
Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it.
Yeah, that's
As
someone's.
soon as I remember what it was.
That's someone's gonna be Toma, fancy boy. But I do like Ayato. I just realized that he has this little hair thing. I didn't realize that before. Alright, so what it meant by that, Shunsuken, what it meant by that was there's the water illusion, and then you can hold it. You can hold down, And then it'll do that quick attack that you just saw. Normally, it's better if you just stay in place like that. But that's still cool. Alright, let me do the support characters first.
Observe. Nice and spicy.
Be still.
Okay, so it confuses opponents? Is it like a bot? So I can still do this even without it. Alright, so
And step. Strike is one.
I'm surprised that I actually remember every exact line that Ayato actually says. Come here. Come here.
You're toast.
Come here. It's gonna end the burst. Oh my god.
Cascade.
Me? Well, that was a waste. And I have his burst back. Alright, I guess it wasn't a waste.
I'm going in.
Man, why are there tankier opponents? Well, that's a tankier opponent. That works.
Eat this. Break a leg.
Yeah, please don't break a leg. Don't listen to Eugen, please. Mind the deluge. I remember that. See, I remember what he says during his thing. But man, is he a fancy boy? Why does he have, like... I mean, I get that he's fancy and stuff, but it's not good to have, like, an all-white suit. Or almost all-white suit. Especially when he, like, leaves the house and stuff, unless he's just, like, that powerful that he doesn't get dirt on his suit anywhere. I mean, it's white. It's gonna stain somewhere. Man is fancy, and I thought their family, like, wasn't rich or something. Whatever. Where do I need to go? Okay. So, I need to go down here for Freena's, hangout. Not hangout. Freena's story quest. Speaking of hangouts, I actually wanted to see... No. Okay, Kiara doesn't have one. That's what I was thinking. Let me read that. Go to the Court of Fontaine's Adventure Guild. One day you and Paimon arrive at the Adventurers Guild to check out the commissions there. Now, last time we left off with Freena, we had saved Fontaine, and Nouvelette told us that she already left Fontaine? Because she was still convicted of the crimes for, like, pretending to be the Archon. Do the people know that she pretended to be the Archon and, like, wasn't the Archon? Because she played an act for 500 years that she didn't want to play, but she did anyways to save the people, so then why is she punished? I don't know, but... Alright, I thought she left, and it looks like there's a fight that's going on. Oh, wait, no, aren't those people normally there? Because there's the one guy that looks like a pirate. Why do you look like a pirate? You're a champion duelist. Can I duel you? I'm willing to duel other duelists. Just not chlorine.
Extra fee for that.
Extra fee for what? Come on, we can still negotiate. Nope. This sum is final, not one more or less. Why are you looking down at me and talking to him? I know, you're very good, but this is 50% higher than the cost of hiring a regular duelist to be your champion, and then some. To be your champion? What do you mean by that? You got the fancy feather on the hat and everything. This is what they call kinship fee. What? What kinship? And what's that got to do with the price? I've investigated, you know. The person you intend to have me duel is a cousin of yours. Ooh. Got some familial issues there. Yeah, familial disputes are very tricky. If you can't afford me, then I'll go for your cousin. Alright. Wait a moment. Let me consider. Let me reconsider. Man, you sure know how to haggle. Now, where's the actual dueling arena? Do they just duel in the opera? Or is it like this dome that's here at this dome? Where do they duel? Because Navia's father dueled Chlorine, and obviously he died, but I don't know where they dueled. What is this? I can't go in here. What is this? I can't talk to you. Well, that's lame. Why? You're a statue. Alright. Where's my Farina?
There'll be an extra fee for that.
I didn't get the Farina what I was wishing for.
It's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
I mean, I didn't do my commissions yet today, but I could do my commissions just by doing this quest, I guess. You didn't have to be so direct.
Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
I mean, yeah, Catherine is a robot, so we know this by now.
It's always a pleasure to see
Thanks
our two most
to,
avid adventurers again. Looking
Nahida.
for the next challenge,
I mean, players already knew that she was a robot because she said things like error, like why add the error voice line? But, it was revealed in Sumeru that she is indeed a robot from Shinajdaya, and I think I actually know what Fatui Harbinger she's from.
Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open.
Right?
Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
What
Don't
is it?
worry about that. We were just kidding.
No more?
Situation.
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The
Actress?
original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role.
Please don't tell me I have to play a lovey-dovey role.
But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties.
Troop or
So
trope?
unfortunately, they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
They can't pay
That does sound like a tricky situation.
under. See, you can see the keyhole there too.
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job.
Well, no kidding if they can't pay them.
There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
If they can't even pay an actress, then why would they put on a show in the first place? Wouldn't it be... Oh, wait, maybe it's that one, like, last stream, we started the stream with doing, the other event, or finishing the other event with Lucy and Pauline. She didn't have a backup plan. These people don't have a backup plan. They might be tied.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas?
I have no idea.
Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
It's a musical? Man, I can't sing. I couldn't sing to save my life. What do you mean? I mean, I guess Lumine would be able to sing. Although, when she did sing, I guess she did kind of summon a whopper flower. So, there might be a couple whopper flowers in the audience. I don't know. That was just because the whopper flower was pretending to be the flower. But still, I have trauma from that. The only acting we've done is just like lying to people, I guess. Because we've been through 5 nations. We've been through a lot, but acting specifically, not the best.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there.
Oh, is he just waiting all this time?
Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be
How
able
long
to
has
help
he
him
set up this
figure out
commission
another
for?
solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Maybe like change. Well, that would be a lot of work to like change the entire play just for one actress.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder. He looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
Okay, so well, lemons are sour, but did he set up this entire play and then, like, a couple days before he's going to release the play, and then he started worrying about actors and actresses? I feel like that's a little late to worry about actors and actresses, unless there was, like, an actress that quit on him or something like that. Alright.
Paimon approves. Let's go.
Keyhole!
Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
I didn't say that. I mean, we're females, yes, but I didn't say that. I'm still never gonna forget the one guy when we first started the Fontaine Archon quest. I think there was one guy that was watching us specifically, and I don't know if it was like a coincidence in the way the camera was panned, but I don't know. It was just this one blonde guy, I think, that was watching us in Sumeru just as we were about to leave. He was really suspicious. I don't know if he has anything related to the lore or Arlecchino watching us or something like that. I don't know.
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already.
I mean, we did kind of save Fontaine.
But to answer your question,
Although I
none
guess
of
we
us
did
have
save
any
the
experience
world.
in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Man, we went from saving 4 nations to saving the world. Wow, we're jumping up.
Ah, I see.
What next? Are we gonna save
It's
the
okay.
galaxy?
I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot.
Well, yeah, especially if you can't pay them, and it's a few days off from when you're going to start the play anyways. Play, musical, whatever it is.
If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame.
I thought Catherine said postpone. Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket fees?
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe.
I figured
Just
that.
a group of amateur enthusiasts.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees.
Okay, so you're like just starting out then.
If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
You're only missing one actress? Ironic, we're looking for one actress.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you?
Huh?
Yeah. This is supposed to be our final show together as a
What?
troupe.
Does that mean like after the show, if the show is successful, then you're gonna disband? Or you're gonna disband if the show isn't successful?
One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways.
Why?
So we were really hoping to end on a high note.
Oh man, that's just sad if you end on a low note.
Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Catherine mentioned that one of your actresses can't make it.
Yeah.
Who was that
The
actress
leading
exactly?
lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform.
Ironic that it was just now that her illness flared up.
The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas.
We're no actress. What do we do?
What if we sponsored the show? Traveler, how much more are you carrying?
You were just begging Catherine for more. What do you mean, how much more am I carrying? Probably not enough.
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor, and I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
More isn't the biggest problem. Debatable! How do we find someone who's a good fit for the role? Because, you know, we're not actors. I mean, we've acted, but we're not the best actors.
Goes through the motions for the Mora. That's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
If you're thinking about Farina, didn't she already leave Fontaine? I thought Nuvalet told me she left Fontaine. Left somewhere. Great minds think alike. I was just thinking that. I mean, I was, but...
Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing
Yeah,
music is
kind of like a celebrity that fell?
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous.
Farina.
Her?
Yeah.
You're... That was a joke, right?
Oh, you wish it was.
Nope. Paimon really know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident.
I mean,
that she'd
I've
be really
seen
good
her
at it.
perform on stage for me, technically.
You're not wrong there.
Although it was just
She's
me in the
actually performed in a
stands.
number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular.
I mean, she's trying to boost morale for her people. Well, she was. While also trying to find out a way to save you guys.
But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon,
She was never the
it's not
Hydro
like she's
Archon.
suddenly a commoner.
I mean, technically, she has the body of the Archon, yes. But her and Focalor are not the same, technically speaking. When the Hydro Archon, it'd be easier to refer to them as the Hydro Archon together. When the Hydro Archon became the Hydro Archon, they split themselves into two, Focalor and Farina. Farina was the human Oceanid version. Focalor was like a spirit version. She was the one with the power of the god. Farina was just a normal immortal at the time. I think she's mortal now. Human that was just cursed to try to figure out what was wrong with her people. Yeah.
She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Farina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
I mean, sometimes it's just the biggest celebrities that take part in the littlest things. Are you prepared to do whatever it takes, or do you want your ship to sink?
Well, yes, but...
It's Farina. Yeah. Get over it! Have you really found any other actress that's willing to do it? I mean, I don't know if Farina's willing to do it,
Fair
but...
enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Farina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone
You're
in our
only
troupe
missing
has
one
probably
actress?
dreamt of performing on stage with her one day.
Oh man, I could see it now. Like, everybody's gonna get super nervous, like, oh, it's Farina, oh, it's Farina. And then they're not gonna be able to perform right.
Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested.
I mean, she's performed
She
for
might consider this
500
opportunity
years.
beneath her.
What's one more trope?
No point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her.
I mean, we haven't gotten a solidified yes yet.
And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
It'll be good to check in on her, but where do we find her? I thought she was Fontaine.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Don't get your hopes up.
Wait, where does Farina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out,
I
right?
thought she moved out of Fontaine.
As it happens,
Oh,
I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
that was like the first time that Catherine actually, I think, that Catherine actually like walks out of her booth. Because technically Catherine did before in Sumeru, but that was Nahida controlling Catherine's body. Says Farina's soul inside of Catherine's body. But this is actually Catherine on her own. Wow.
When did you get here?
Just now?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising.
Don't
I thought I should be at the ready in case my
get your
assistance is
hopes up
needed.
too high.
It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
That's adorable, but you all are getting his hopes up too high. What if Farina says no?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find
Do
Farina.
you just go to the Adventurers Guild and say, hey, I want to post a commission or something like that? I mean, did we post a commission? Because we could post a commission about, like, finding Aether. Because, I mean, yes, we did find Aether, and he said we could take as much time as we needed, but we also still need answers from him.
I can't believe they're seriously asking Lady Farina. Seems a little over the top.
I mean, can you find anyone else?
Try not to worry. May I pour you a glass of water?
What? Where's the water? Well, it is Fontaine, I guess. Where's the fountain? The fountain is in its name. Fontaine means fountain. Why are the plants in this pot moving? That's so weird. That doesn't make sense. Like, the stem is moving too. Those are moving plants. I like the name Ophelia. Alright. Can I buy anything from you? I know I can get things from... I haven't encountered anything that catches my fancy lately. Come again later if you please. Okay, so that might actually be something after I, give all my Hydra sigils to, the Fountain of Lucine. Because you can currently give your sigils, the Hydra sigils, to the Fountain of Lucine. And you'll get rewards for that. So maybe this is like after the Fountain of Lucine or something. Because she still has the indication. I don't know. Alright. Ask about Farina's disposition. Wouldn't it be better to ask Novelette? I mean, yeah, he is busy, but he could answer one question, right? Bookstore? Where would she be?
Did Catherine really give
There
us
she
the right address?
I
She
see!
lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Marmonia.
Maybe she thinks she deserves it, but she doesn't because she's a queen that's been suffering for like 500 years?
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the
Oh
homeowner
my
isn't
God!
shot when you're denigrating their abode.
I wasn't denigrating your abode. I promise, Farina, I love you. But, see, I love Farina's, like, high-pitched acting voice, but I love Farina's natural voice here. Her calm and almost sad voice here is her real voice, which is really cute.
Okay, well,
I
this
saw
one
her
is
walking
okay.
down the
Let's go
street.
all the rage. First Catherine and now you.
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags.
Of course, because you're French.
I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that
You could
simple,
still eat your
traditional home
cake and
cooking can
tea.
be quite delicious too.
Don't you get sick of macaroni every day? Okay, now that's a little too French.
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have
At least add
macaroni
a
and tomato
spaghetti
sauce
and a
one
baguette
week,
into that.
macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
Is it because you have to do all your own cooking now? Oh, right.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity!
See, like, even there, her voice is still kind of different, so she didn't go into her acting mode. You can tell when she goes into her acting mode or not.
It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too.
For 500 years, she's been suffering. And now she doesn't even know what to do, Farina! Did her outfit change? I don't know.
Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or
The
blood
what?
profiteroles in no time.
The
if
what is
I
that?
felt so inclined.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
At least you're not like A, where you can't cook. When you're in the little cooking minigame, you can select all types of characters to cook. Some characters will have special benefits for certain meals, yada yada. Now, I don't know about Trina, but I know that with A, the Raiden Shogun, you can't have her as one of the characters to cook in the minigame. She literally can't cook. And it doesn't make sense. I mean, I feel like every single time she would cook, it would turn out into like a suspicious meal or something like that. No, she can't cook at all. I feel like you could cook a little better than her, Farina.
Not yet, maybe, but
I mean, I like noodles, but I
what
don't
are you
eat
even
noodles
doing
every
here?
day.
I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace.
Farina, I wouldn't do that. Farina.
Let me first be
Let
clear
me
that
hug
I'm
her.
not taking guests at this time.
So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoo!
Oh man, I want to hug her.
Sorry, we're sorry. Please don't be mad.
Oh, she doesn't have her hair thingies, so she's in the different mode. Because if she has like her healer creature, in her elemental skill, if it's that one Oceanid healing creature, she'll either have the hair braids. I don't know which one she has the hair braids, which one she doesn't. And then if she has her 3 little friends that fight for her, she won't have the hair braids. Okay, so that's really cool. Paimon was just showing concern for your well-being.
Yeah,
As
exactly
am
what the
I!
traveler said. Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you.
Debatable.
Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
I mean, I love Serena. We actually came to ask for your help.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that
She
I'm
jumped-
no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Yeah, so she's just a normal human now. She doesn't even have vision. Oh, man, Serena. That's sad. Okay, but the way she sounded so excited when she said my help. Oh.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
If not you, then no one. You're the only person for this job.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then
Her soft voice.
I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now.
I mean, I didn't mean to. It's the
Sit down.
dialogue that's set there.
What specifically makes this matter so specific?
I kind of need an actress. You tell Serena about the troup's plans for its final performance.
I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense.
It wouldn't amuse me. For your pain. Serena, I want to hug her.
After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
Okay, so she did say yes.
But given
Yeah, I
the
saw that.
present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
Is it just because you're not as popular as you once were?
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
It would be.
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage.
Well, that makes sense after being on the stage for 500 years and being traumatized, all while barely getting any rest.
Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
That Hydro Archon character that she played was her. She saw herself as the Hydro Archon, so she played as the Hydro Archon. So then after losing the role she's played for 500 years, she doesn't know what to do with herself anymore. I want to hug her.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely.
Oh, my baby.
I'm not the same person I once was.
Farina, you are, though. I mean, the only thing that's changed is your mortality.
Of course, that can't be undone now.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
too
the people
late,
know,
and
but...
I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again.
Farina.
But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So that's how you feel.
Paimon can understand,
So we have to find another actress?
but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Maybe not.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
Oh, Farina.
If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place.
Farina, you have boundaries. Well, I guess if she doesn't find acting fun, then there's not really any point to force her to do it. But still, She doesn't know what to do with herself.
So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Farina.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare.
I mean, we could pretend to be actors. We've lied before. We've tricked nations before.
Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
A nation, I guess.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Short and to the point. Okay.
That's helpful.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships.
Aww.
Besides,
Well,
anyone
you
I've
were
ever
500
worked with
years old,
probably
so...
couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
Farina, no! You shouldn't assume the worst of people. And I swear, if the people just laugh in your face, I will stab them if I can. I want to stab them if they laugh in her face, because she has been suffering for 500 years, even though she's only a human. And now, technically, all the Fontanians are humans. They're no longer Oceanids. They're like 100% humans. Tricking the Heavenly Principles, even though I don't know if the Heavenly Principles is actually like just the rules and laws of Teyvat, or if the Heavenly Principles is an actual person. It is an actual god. I shouldn't say person. Because there's the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, which we met at the very beginning of the game. But I don't know about the Heavenly Principles specifically. You shouldn't assume the worst of people.
True, but I mean, could you even blame them?
Farina.
I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
Okay, I die of embarrassment too, to be honest, but I'm more shy.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
I guess we just have to go around asking for help?
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree.
Farina, I
don't
want to help
this
you.
job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
Farina.
Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
Oh, I feel so bad for Farina right now.
It's all right, Farina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed.
Man. I mean, I told them not to get their hopes up. Because Farina has been traumatized, poor baby. Let's try to come up with a plan B.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. All right, then. We'll see you around, Farina.
Can't I, like, take Farina out for cake and tea and stuff? Like, do what friends do?
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
See, I like that she's being her normal self, but I also don't like it because it sounds so sad, too. Because she's lonely. I don't even know if she talks to Nouvellette. She just cut herself off, man. That's sad. Right, well, I guess that didn't work. Go back and pass on the word about Farina's views. See, I told them not to get their hopes
bad,
up.
but we have to respect Farina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
She's been performing for 500 years. I can imagine why. What did I... There we go. What did I even get from that? Yeah, sorry, my guy. She said no. Oh, there's another lady. Is that the illness lady?
What's going on? Are they arguing?
Are they? Ah, yes.
That's
Three
besides the
people
point.
next to each
I'll
other. They're
ask you
arguing.
again.
Well, they are
Why
arguing.
did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so this must be the actress. Oh, you said she was ill.
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
She is ill, but he's trying to protect her. Okay.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
I mean, he's
Shortly
trying to
after you
protect
left,
you.
The troop's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform.
Healthy enough to perform. Yeah, she could ruin the entire thing with whatever her illness is. Yeah, I think that's just stupidly stubborn.
Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Yeah, but not with good news.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding.
Please don't stick
So,
the lady
How
after
did
me.
your conversation
I
with
beg.
Farina go?
Yeah, she said no.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well,
Greatest actress in
circumstances have
Fontaine.
changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all.
So your sick lady is going to play, but I thought you were trying to protect her. Not like you can do much about it, but
You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
yeah. Well, I feel like it's not gonna turn out the exact way you want it to, especially if she's ill and like pretending she's fine.
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Imagine if we had managed to convince Farina to join, only for her to find out that she's no longer needed. Yes, she would be sad.
Yeah, she'd be livid.
Farina's back there.
Thing of a lifetime.
Oh my god. Wait. I was just like looking at the background as I always do. I don't often like look at the main scene just because I get distracted all the time. And I saw something blue over there. And I think that was Farina. I think Farina was over there.
Jeez, is Lady Farina really so harsh with people?
I mean, she's sad. She doesn't know what to do with herself anymore.
Only joking. Calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh?
I think Farina was over there though.
Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Was Farina not over there and I just saw random parts of blue?
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna doom the show.
This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace
Exactly.
you.
She's gonna doom the show for her stupid stubbornness.
So,
I mean,
are
yeah,
you
sure,
absolutely
she
sure
wants
you'll be able
to
to handle it?
act, but
The
still.
whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
You're gonna doom their performance.
Yes, I'm completely confident.
That's a lie.
I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day.
Yeah, from the last doctor I've seen, I don't think you should trust every single doctor.
I share everyone's desire to commemorate
Was
all
Farina
our
not
years
over
as a
there and that
troupe
was
with
just
a
like
proper
Paimon's
farewell
cape or
show.
something?
So the last thing I want is to be left out.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing that Farina feels. She doesn't want to be left out, but she doesn't know what to do with her life anymore.
Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
Understandable. But what if you doom the show? This is the last show. That would be their last memory of the troupe.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
Yeah, I knew Farina's gonna be there.
Sure.
I saw a spot of blue. I thought I saw her cape. Yep, I did see it. Hi, Farina.
Hey,
Oh,
you, I was just passing by because
hold it
I
down.
realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
Farina, you want to act, don't you?
All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me.
Oh, we're gonna drag Farina. I love that.
Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Yeah, well, no. What can we do about this? Is Farina gonna be acting for, like, the backup?
Farina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
Did Paimon not see her?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit.
Okay,
concerned,
so
that's
I
all.
knew that I saw Farina there.
When you came to talk with
I
me
just saw a
earlier,
little
I jumped
clip
right
of
to
Flu.
explaining my position and said some strongly worded things.
Oh, Farina! I want to hug her!
And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine.
You don't need to
didn't
feel
take any of
bad.
that
You were
personally.
traumatized. Why are all the Archons traumatized? The one lost his friend, and then, you know, became the Archon of Freedom, so there's that. But then one of his other friends became corrupted. Zhongli has lost a lot of his friends, actually. He's actually similar to Xiao. And then he decided to retire from being an Archon. Didn't know you could do that. A lost her sister and all of her friends. What to do with losing all their friends? They should seriously all have animo visions, even though their visions currently aren't real visions. Because they're Archons, they don't need visions. Whatever. And then she started a civil war in her own nation. And then Nahida was trapped inside her own home for 500 years, only to try to be replaced by her own people. And then everything that happened with Farina. Why are all the Archons traumatized? I feel like this has something to do with Celestia.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you?
Okay, wait. That response was actually perfect to what I just said.
I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me.
I mean, yeah. Your blue is kind of different in contrast to this flat green.
But in any case,
Your bright
sounds
blue.
like the issue has already been resolved.
Okay, but I like Farina's outfit. Farina's and Nouvelette's outfit because they both have these little bright blue things behind them. This actually makes them look like kind of an Oceanid tail. Technically, they're Oceanids, not Oceanids. An Oceanid tail. Even though, you know, they're not Oceanids anymore. It's still cool.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Farina star in our show?
See, Farina, they still adore you.
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Farina is fine.
I mean, doesn't everybody in Fontaine say Madame or Monsieur or Lady or Sir or something like that? Isn't that just polite?
I was wondering, if this troop is so important to all of you,
Farina's
why does it have to disband?
sleeve cuffs. Oh, yeah, that's actually a good question. But Farina's sleeve cuffs are actually kind of similar to Paimon's, I just realized.
If the difficulties are purely financial,
Paimon
then there must
belongs-
be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance.
That's a good idea. But Paimon actually belongs in Fontaine because then there's the Suites of Fontaine. Technically this is a crown, yes, but a crown can sometimes be considered like a hat, and like 3/4 of the quarter of Fontainians have hats.
Everyone seems so devoted to the troop. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control.
Yeah, like your illness?
Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the
You need to
heart
find
and
a
soul
director
of our
now?
troop. She kept us going.
And then she died?
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, was a victim in this serial disappearances case.
The case we already solved.
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice.
Yeah, so I guess I did kind of save, like, the women of Fontaine. I mean, I did save Tevat, sure, from the whale, but... Yeah, go feminism, I guess!
But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
Well, when Fontaines die from the water, I guess they... Well, when they did die from the water... Now if they touch primordial seawater, they'll be fine because they're normal humans. But, when they touched the water, it was almost like they turned back into their original forms, but they didn't and they did die. I'm still confused by that. If they, like, turned back into their original forms, their original Oceanid forms, but, like, weren't able to, like, be visible, they just turned into more of the water? I'm confused by that, but whatever.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Farina. They were what first
Holy
inspired
Lady
her to
Farina!
get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose
so
in
then
life,
Farina
and
joining this
convinced
would
them
be
to join her troupe.
perfect.
She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us.
So does that mean, well, Farina matching that role perfectly. We should train Farina to do this. That would be perfect for her.
People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
Even though you're a little troupe? Do you, like, not have a director now or something?
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray.
Why? Did some people die or something?
None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things.
Farina!
We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly
I
but
mean,
surely
I
falling apart.
Guess New Roulette was kind of doing the business part of Farina's little play. But, I mean, Farina would be perfect for that role as the director.
It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
I mean, sure, but shouldn't you stick with your dreams as long as possible?
Oh.
Get another director? I don't know. When a director leaves, that's what you kind of do. You get another director, and Farina would be perfect for that. And Farina doesn't know what to do with her life. I mean, she doesn't want to act, but what else can she do?
What a terrible waste.
Farina.
A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken.
Aw, do you mean Focalor? I mean, I don't know if Farina knows everything that happened with Focalor and the plan and stuff. Does she know everything?
I suppose it's fair to say then.
I mean,
that
she knows
this final
Focalor is the
show,
lady in the mirror,
besides
but
being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her.
But the fact that the director also took inspiration from Farina too makes Farina perfect for this.
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Farina!
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
So?
Farina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary
Yeah.
except for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway.
Are they not looking for a director? I mean, I feel like when you have any sort of play, you're supposed to have a director.
I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from
Be
the
the
vantage point of
director.
a highly experienced audience member.
Oh man, I mean, I guess that still contributes.
But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
I mean, that's like half being a director.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
That would be nice if she, like, agreed at the very end to be the director.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation.
That's what I was thinking. Go for it!
All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director.
Aww. Wait, do you know their late director?
Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epicles is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
Aw, Farina! A verdict can bring emotional catharsis. They come pouring out and flow away into infinity. Bleh.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time.
What are we talking about now?
Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Perchance. I like the word perchance. It's so fancy.
Huh. Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
Yes, but she set a boundary for herself, which I feel like she's gonna break at the end.
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
What does that even mean?
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a
Yeah.
break from adventuring to listen to a story.
I would love to with you, Farina.
Thank you all
We
so
got
much.
Farina out to
Our
do
director
something.
was a huge fan
Yes.
of Miss Farina's performances, as of course we all are.
1 second.
All right, follow me. We'll go.
I
to our
did
usual
alright at the
practice
same
space.
time as he did.
Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
I mean, you'd expect that from like a smaller theater, I guess. I don't know how to describe them. I got the new mail just because I did the sign-in while I was also doing that. 'Cause why not? Where is this? Oh. Well, it's not far. Well, it's across the court, but it's not far, technically speaking. Let's go closer to Hotel Debord, or whatever it is. Even though it's not a hotel! It doesn't have a room! If it's a hotel, it needs to have rooms. If it's an inn, it needs to have rooms. But Wangshu Inn and Hotel Debord do not have rooms. Hotel Debord and Wangshu Inn frustrate me so much with that. Is it really gonna be this tiny? Is it gonna be as tiny or as big as Hotel Debord? I mean, I've heard that Linny and Lynette have performed at Hotel Debord before, I think. Oh, this is a cute little thing.
Huh? Lady Farina?
It's just a little thing. Oh,
What's
yeah.
Lady Farina doing here?
Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen.
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Lady... Miss Farina...
They're
will
so
be
used to
performing
calling
a
her
production
Lady
of
Farina.
The Little Oceanid.
The Little
in the
Oceanid,
role
that's what it's
of
called.
Artistic consultant.
Ooh, okay, but that's similar to the Little Mermaid. But what is the Little Oceanid about exactly?
These two over here are the
I
ones
want to
that
know what
made
it's
it
about
possible.
now because
They
I used to
kindly reached out to Miss
love the
Farina
Little
on our
Mermaid.
behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
Well, I used to love the Disney princesses and all of them because I was a cartoon kid. But yeah, I kind of saved to that. I kind of feel like I need no introduction.
You bet. That was the trial of the century.
Trial? I saved the world. What do you mean trial?
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
I mean, I guess I did do that, but the director also kind of helped murder her murderer. So, I don't know what I did.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
I don't even think we wanted to solve that case in the first place, but we had to.
So, you were saying the little Oceanid?
What is it about?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director.
An Oceanid that goes on land, that can't talk, lost her voice to some octopus lady, tries to get her voice back with this soothing prince, I guess, and I don't know. I haven't watched The Little Mermaid for over a decade.
One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
I mean, do you guys kind of feel some recognition when you mention Oceanids? Because you guys used to be Oceanids. When Nuvolette, cured you guys of your sins, did you, feel anything happening to your bodies? Or did, nothing happen?
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of your problems.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this
And
dream.
yet you...
Anyway, let me give you a
Did
quick
you
summary
say
of what
you
the story's all
released
about.
the act soon? Okay, so you guys are idiots?
The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family.
Okay, yeah, that's actually like Little Mermaid.
She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect.
I mean, yeah, it's got some flaws, sure, but that is actually similar to the Little Mermaid.
But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
I don't remember how the Little Mermaid ended, because I remember... Was Ursula defeated? I don't know, but... I remember that Ariel got her voice back in the end, and then she lived on the surface with Prince Eric, and then is happily ever after, and The Little Mermaid 2 is the absolute worst, but... I don't remember.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after
A classic tale of The Little Mermaid!
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a
Before
proper
she
ending
died?
so we can bring this musical to the stage. But
Frina,
people
can
have
you help
different
with this,
opinions on which
please?
direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
I mean, The Little Mermaid ended with a happy ending, I guess.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Yeah, how exactly are you going to play this out? No pun intended.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment.
It's literally...
We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to trauma dump the audience.
And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from 2 of our main actors.
So you have to recruit 2 more actors?
The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus
Prince
on
Eric?
writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the
Ursula.
director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since.
Oof. Okay, so we need to get Octopus Lady. Was she an octopus or a squid? I think she was an octopus, right? We need to get whatever Ursula was and Prince Eric back.
He did write to us, promising that he'll
Their
be there
names
for
are like the
final
only ones I
performance.
remember from The
But
Little
We
Mermaid.
haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
So we need to search for 2 missing people?
Huh.
Really?
Although, now that we have Miss Farina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
I mean, I feel like they would come at, like, Frida's call because she's still kind of a celebrity. She's just a dying celebrity.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
They like celebrities?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
I mean, she has been the main actress of Fontaine for 500 years. I kind of think so.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered.
Oh.
Although, not in a bad way.
That's a good thing! I was about to ask, like, is she being flustered in, like, a bad way? But she's not!
I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing.
Oh, I love that Farina's doing this for them!
But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Yeah!
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago, said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of
Navia?
isolation.
Is he staying in Navia's home?
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Okay, it was quite the opposite, but do you guys realize that you're now fine to touch the primordial seawater? I mean, I still don't understand the primordial seawater because I understand the lore of it because that's where life originally came from, of Teyvat, but how does primordial seawater still exist? If primordial seawater was the original basis of Teyvat at the start of Teyvat. Teyvat is at least over 6,000 years old. Zhongli's 6,000 years old. Unless Zhongli's a descender. Which I highly doubt. But still.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
You guys are immortal. Oh, yeah, last time we were in Poisson. I remember that. That was just before the court thing. Also, I've noticed on whoa, that got bright. I've noticed on Farina's outfit, she's got these spots on her arms that are, like, missing something. I don't know if that's on purpose or what, but I've always noticed that. It's on her other arm and maybe some on her back, too? I don't know.
Nothing. I suppose my presence
Yeah, right there,
will
too.
be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show.
Last time we were in Poisson, Farina was crying.
So, allons-y.
Because she felt bad
To
for
Poisson.
people. Alright, I guess we're going to Poisson now. Is it gonna flood again? It'd be really sad if it flooded again. I mean, people may be immortal to that water now, but drowning is still a likely possibility unless they can somehow breathe water, but I highly, highly doubt they can breathe water. I mean, we can breathe water, sure, but I don't know if that's canonical that we breathe water. Maybe it has to do with our affinity with hydro and stuff? Is everybody here happy and fine? Not like the flood just happened? What was it, like a month ago? Lore speaking that it happened? A week? How long ago did it happen, lore speaking? Like that. Alright. Man, I want to see Navia again. I really like Navia. Ooh, octopus! A puppy! I just noticed a puppy. Oh, where'd the puppy go? I gotta see the
If I
puppy,
remember
man.
correctly, this is where he's staying.
All these houses look so decrepit.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
Wait, unless this was the guy that was playing as Prince Eric, then that makes no sense that he's by an octopus stand.
You came all the way here for that?
Yeah, because the show must go on, I guess.
Alright, forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
That's a total lie.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lie. He's gonna stay shut in there for a long time.
As expected, he's missed the deadline.
Yeah. Farina, can you try to convince him? I mean, you're still a celebrity.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show.
Yeah, that's kind of how shows work. Both the ending and the beginning are kind of like catchers.
Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just
No,
seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Farina, too.
Why did Farina's eye widen? Does she still feel bad for the people of Poisson?
I was wondering if we might run into her.
Oh, she does, doesn't she?
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town
Yeah,
in the
I
meantime.
kind of
I've made all
feel
the
like
arrangements
he's
already.
slacking.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Huh?
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navi.
Oh, she's pushing him along.
Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
Oh, she wanted to talk alone. I'm oblivious too. I didn't realize that. Oh,
How are things in Poisson
Navi's
now?
taller than
And,
Farina. Oh, she still feels bad.
Things are on the mend, but
Silver
it's
and
a slow process.
Blues.
Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm never gonna recover. I like Silver and Blues. Loose and twitchy brows.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversation
Okay,
take
so
such
she's
a
actually
depressing
much
turn
taller
every
than her.
time we meet?
I mean, she's taller than us too, but oh, she feels bad for what happened though.
We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do.
Oh yeah.
And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Oh.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point.
That's adorable.
But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
Oh.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done.
Silver and Blues.
Brings me to why I'm here.
Huh?
I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
Yeah, well, it's not like she had much power. She is a human. She always has been a human. She was just an immortal human. She couldn't do anything.
To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Farina.
Oh, so then people don't rage to her like, hey, Farina, why didn't you do anything even though you couldn't do anything? Blah, 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 all that stupid crap.
It's not a perfect
That's
solution,
nice,
but hopefully
Navia.
it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
Aww.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
I mean, last time we were here, we were kind of chased, but we were also chased by actors.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all.
I love Navia. I love all the characters of Fontaine. Thank you. And that's not just because they have fancy hats.
Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with.
But
so
me.
Maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
We are friends, Frida. What do you mean closest thing? I want to hug Frida. Let me hug Frida. Oh, the people are going to say, is that Frida? No, that's not Frida. Right? Yeah, I see people looking. Don't glare at her like that.
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding.
Mm.
To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her.
I don't like that there are people glaring at her when Farina is a human. She feels bad for what happened because she could do nothing. She still can't do anything. As sad as it is, she can't do anything because she's a human. She always has been a human, and yet the people are glaring at her. Oh man, I hate people.
It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
Aww.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here.
She feels bad for what happened, but you don't need to feel bad because you couldn't even do anything. You didn't have any arcanic power.
Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past.
Right, because when you're a celebrity, you're like all high up, so you don't see the finer details down below.
I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me.
Which doesn't
Which,
make
of
sense!
course, I completely understand and accept.
I don't understand and accept it because you've been human for 500 years trying to protect them. Oh my god, you're useless people. Farina's not useless. She's been suffering for 500 years. These people are useless. I hate you and you. Man. I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's lie.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me.
Oh, yeah, and people coming up, too. Oh, man, I hate you guys.
I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon.
There's more
as
people coming
extremely
up?
Disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially
Okay, but
when
the
they had
Hydro Archon
suspicion
wasn't
or
even the Hydro
resentment in their
Archon.
eyes.
Why don't you just tell the people? Well, if you tell the people the truth, then I guess that wouldn't be like tricking the Heavenly Principles. Is the Heavenly Principles still tricked? I'm confused by whatever that tricking the Heavenly Principles was. But I don't know.
I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
But it wasn't your fault, Farina.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
I mean, she's made herself go through 500 years to save their lousy butts when one time she couldn't save people and then they all turn their blame to her. Like, okay, so I do understand that because people as an instinct turn their anger and blame to the highest figure, to the most people that they can turn their anger and blame. Which doesn't make sense because they shouldn't target their anger and blame against someone who had nothing to do with it. I don't know. I want to defend Farida, but I can't. Maybe you've taken on a bit too much in one go.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Okay, it'd make you human.
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Yeah, they're not quiet either. If they start charging towards Farina, I'm gonna start pulling out my sword.
Probably time we made a move.
Yeah.
How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see more people judging Farina when they shouldn't. Where'd the people go? The people disappeared. Are you judging Farina? You better not be judging Farina. You better be judging those fishies. I'm gonna take your stuff. Your potato, your potato and wheat. I'm gonna take that. Place the blame on me. Sure, I took your stuff. Don't place the blame on Farina. Man, I feel bad that Farina's put through such torture. It's just like with Nahida. I felt bad that her people were torturing her. What is it with the Archons and being tortured? I mean, yeah, the Archons still aren't telling us everything. But Farina's not an Archon. She's a human. And then there's gonna be more people glaring at her, isn't there?
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll.
I want to help
And
you,
here
Farina.
I am
That's what I
dumping all
want.
this heavy stuff on you.
Man, why is she still apologizing?
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Did she sit down? Yeah, let me sit down next to her.
Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet.
Oh, we're Farina's friend. And you still have Nouvellette as a friend, too. I mean, you can't necessarily vent to him because he's busy, but still.
I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be.
I mean, all that work was just for the people of Fontaine, and now you don't necessarily need to help them. So then you don't know what to do anymore?
As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind.
Oh, man.
One after
She's
another,
traumatized.
people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant.
But that's not your fault, Farina. You
They
couldn't
thought
do
their
anything
God
about
would
it.
protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm.
Okay, but in sacrificing it's weird to say this, but in sacrificing a few lives, you could save 1,000,000 lives, or however many people are in Fontaine.
And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true.
But it wasn't, and it wasn't your fault.
But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
I mean, it makes sense because she told the people that she was the Hydro Archon, yada yada. The people look for the Hydro Archon for attention. But because people are gossipy and rumory and that kind of thing. But man,
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
you were just doing it to protect more people.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth.
You've
As
been
time went
suffering for 500
It
years
got harder
to protect
and harder
them.
to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated.
And the fact that she couldn't even tell anyone about what she was originally doing is even sadder because she didn't have a friend to tell until we arrived, basically. But then when we arrived, the cataclysm struck, that type of thing. Or Fontaine's cataclysm struck, I guess. And then she almost told us, and then we revealed to her that we were going to see if she was the real Hydro Archon, and we found out, yes, she is not the real Hydro Archon, but still, she was alone.
Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne.
Okay, you almost were, and I feel so bad.
Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves.
Aw.
Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom.
But now you don't know what to do anymore because you're not the Hydro Archon.
But on some level, freedom also means no longer.
Okay, so I thought she left
I
Fontaine.
have no further use to people.
I guess she just left the Palais Marmonia. Or Palace Marmonia? I have a feeling it's Palais Marmonia just because it's French.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your reward for 500 years of suffering.
Reward?
Because now you can finally speak your heart. You don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess so.
You can talk with people, you can make friends, you can tell people things.
And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in.
Well, yeah, because she was immortal too, so then her friends would just die, which was so sad. All but Nouvellette, I guess.
I was scared
As a
someone
mellow scene, but
recognizing me
still.
for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect.
Aww.
Believe in the Farina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life
All
to
to
myself.
protect them.
No one could be allowed to know.
She did this all. She suffered to protect her people. That makes her the worthiest Archon. The worthy... I don't know what to call her because she's not an Archon. She's not a god. She has the body of one. But... I don't know. She risked everything just to protect more lives. And she's still blaming herself. And it's super sad.
That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
Well, I mean, you're 500 and something years old, I can imagine.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Well, right, because, Paimon didn't actually see what, me and Nouvellette saw. I think me and Nouvellette saw something different. Nouvellette saw Focalor, I saw Farina, like, on a stage, basically telling me about her 500 years of suffering, but Paimon didn't see that. Wonder why she didn't.
Could you please get off
Glare
my
at Paimon.
case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
What Paimon meant to say was she doesn't like to see you so down.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life
That almost
again.
looks like a shoe.
And even
There are
though
people
I
living
have
in
no
shoes
idea
now?
where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands.
Yeah, you get to do what you like now, Farina. You're free. There's a kitty.
All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Debatable. I feel like he was kind of slacking.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Man, Farina's been through such trauma.
The wind knows.
It's not fair that she's been put through so much, but she did it for her people, and yet now her people blame her. She didn't even have to do it. She could have let them die. Even though she would have been crying on her throne, she could have just decided not to care about the people of Fontaine. But then she did decide to care about the people of Fontaine, save them from the previous Archon and Oceanid's wishes, and just, like, saved all of them overall. Puppy! I want to pet the puppy! No! I'm gonna lose
Didn't
HP
you
from
say
that.
You needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips. You
Okay,
know?
but fried foods are good. You know, fish and chips actually does seem something that would be popular here.
Come on. It's not every day we get
To
to dine
be
at
the
Stevie
fish.
Rosula's expense.
But fish
Can you believe
sucks.
how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food.
I mean, to be fair, free food is free food.
Anyway,
He's got a
my
point.
character doesn't need to be slim and good looking.
Your
That's
character.
your job.
Are you an actor as well?
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours.
Aw. I mean, you should be more worried about yours because you're the one with the illness, but...
I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly
That's
ruin
why
yours
she
by filling yourself
worries.
up with junk all the time.
Aw.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again.
Are they in a relationship or are they more like siblings? A little of both?
We're back!
No, that would be weird.
Put the differences aside for a moment.
Yeah, you two are fighting again. We need to see if the guy holed up in his house is actually doing something.
Ah, you're back.
We don't even
We've
know
been
what
enjoying
Prince
Spina
Eric
Dilosula's
looks like.
VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Debatable.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl.
Oh, she
What
plays
about you?
Ariel.
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
Were you, Sebastian or... God, what are the other names? Flounder. And then wasn't there one more? I think there was one more. There was the pelican, right? Also, the reenactment of The Little Mermaid sucks. I hate that Disney is making... not just Disney, just everyone is making reenactments of, like... making reenactments of the old movies? Scuttle, that's his name. How could I forget Scuttle's name? Scuttle, Sebastian, and Flounder. And then Ariel and Prince Eric, King Titron, however you say his name. No, I feel like they should just leave the old movies as they were, because The Little Mermaid is old. Like, when did The Little Mermaid come out? The Little Mermaid came out November 17th, 1989. Okay, that was actually earlier than I thought, but it was like really popular when I was young. The Little Mermaid, The Beauty and the Beast, all the Disney princesses, that type of thing. That was popular. And now they're making like reenactments of the movies. They should just leave things be. Don't fix what's already perfect. I mean, sure, it's not exactly perfect, but it's perfect in my opinion. But Scuttle, Sebastian, and Flounder, those were the names that I was originally thinking of. When he mentioned that he was an Oceanid too, I figured he was like the Oceanid version of Scuttle, Sebastian, or Flounder.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane.
Scuttle!
But he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
Go from a bird to a boar, but Sebastian was the crab, Scuttle was the bird, and Flounder was the fish. Who's the boar?
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
Okay, so there's... Okay, but that could be either three, because... Wasn't Ariel... Now I'm really thinking of The Little Mermaid, but wasn't Ariel, like, always friends with Sebastian, Scuttle, and Flounder? I don't know if they helped raise her, but I feel like Sebastian would be the closest to that.
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid.
Okay, that's Sebastian.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Yeah, I feel like that might actually be Sebastian, because Sebastian was not like the more serious one, but I don't know how else to describe it, so he was a little more serious than the others. He was a little more wary about Ariel becoming a human, and, I mean, I guess so was Flounder, but Flounder was a little more scared than anything.
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
From what I remember. Woo.
It's the most important line in the whole script.
Oh,
I
really?
think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy.
Was her life and legacy literally Farina?
She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe. allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing.
Oh, really?
It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
Yeah. This actually kind of reminds me of Ganyu's story quest, where the three ladies were struggling with Ganyu's work.
You mentioned
Oof.
earlier that the troop is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness.
As I've heard.
And once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore.
Oh, that's actually sad. Oh, then the person that raises you. Okay, that's actually really cute though, because you plays Ariel. He plays as the person that raises Ariel. That's adorable.
I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage
Is
my
it
illness
terminal?
with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time.
Oh.
It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes.
That's adorable. I mean, Ariel does sing, so it fits.
She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up.
Oh, so then you all knew the director
I know it was all a
personally.
huge burden on her.
Or at least her and the one guy.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it.
I mean,
All of us were so proud to call her our director.
I did technically see the ladies that were destroying the one guy that killed them originally. But there was like at least a couple hundred ladies, so which one was the director exactly?
I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage.
Oof.
The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like,
Was that one guy
"Come
your
on,
dad or
you
something?
must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it.
Oh, and then the director found you, took you in, helped you. Is the director like your mom? Was she like your mom or something?
One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Oh, and then you guys both lost the director. That's sad.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah, similarities.
For the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
And then you're now disbanding your group? The group that makes you feel safe?
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh!
How times change.
Yeah, were you the one that was most affected by the director's death, or was that one other guy that we were gonna look for?
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you
Farina!
to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Farina.
Honestly, she should be the director, or at least the acting director.
Farina? The Farina?
Yeah.
Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Oh, I thought he was gonna be mad. Oh, thank God.
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Oh.
Same here.
Plus, she's got a lot of free time now, so it's not like she can't help.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down.
Okay, so
Where was I?
I really thought he was slacking, and then he would freak out on Farina because he's from Poisson, I think. It said he was staying with a friend, but I don't know if this is his actual home or not. I don't know. I thought he was gonna freak out.
Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script.
The Little Mermaid.
I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the
Ooh.
bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic.
Okay, the fact that the water is disappearing is dangerous because when a tsunami happens, the water like really retreats a lot and then it comes back in like giant waves. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be next to riverbanks. I mean, I don't think a tsunami can happen in a river, but you never know. Maybe you shouldn't be by the area where the water retreated because there could be a tsunami.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it.
Leo.
And investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Flee the land as if the water is alive? Yeah, no, stick to the Little Mermaid, man.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Nah, I don't like that story. I like the Little Mermaid.
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
I mean, there was the the Oceanid Fontanian people turning back into their original form, which was the water.
Since the little
So,
Oceanid is a water spirit,
consciousness
she
like
immediately
that?
understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis.
Okay, it's a good plot, but it's a plot that changes the original plot from what the director originally wanted, right?
Her lover accepts her for who she is,
Aw,
and
that's
works
cute.
with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them,
I like the little
there were some people
drawings.
eavesdropping when she revealed her secret.
They're cool.
The little
Yeah,
Oceanid
there's
is
that creepy
accused of
guy.
being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
Okay, why do I feel like that ties more to Farina than the Little Mermaid story ever did?
And then
Even the old lady!
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover and the rest of humanity.
Sad ending. Decent story.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Okay, this is exactly like Nouvelette's story quest. His friend sacrificed herself for peace. And then peace between Melusine and humans began after that.
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Aww.
through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love. One that extended to all of
I like that
humanity.
this applies
Surely
physics.
the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
Kind of.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world.
I mean, technically to you guys specifically, she was a hero because she saved you guys when you were young.
If we're serious about
She saved you
dedicating
in the
this show to
streets.
her
She
memory,
saved you in the
we should make
orphanage.
the ending as true to life as
Outside the
possible.
orphanage.
What about if
What about what the director
little
would have wanted?
Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her. Her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction.
Okay, now that's just a depressing ending. That's not even a sad, not even a good sad ending. That's just depressing.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me.
Yeah.
And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
No kidding, you guys are bad directors.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death, both arbitrary and meaningless.
That would be a perfect mirror to Farina's life. Because the people hate her, and they're gonna bring themselves to extinction at one point or another.
On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city.
Did she
We
like have
waited
an
and
illness?
waited at the
Oh
rendezvous
no,
point,
because she was one of the serial
she
members'
never
cases,
came.
right?
By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and then she was one of the.
Increasingly, all the signs seem to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake
Okay,
of a
but did that
so-called
one guy just
experiment
choose like
by someone
random
who had
girls
nothing
that
to
he
do
happened
with her at
upon?
all?
And they just splash some water on them just to test out his
doesn't
theory?
the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
Oh, she was
I've been
protecting her
trying to follow up on
children.
that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something,
Who's
but he won't
Villemont?
open up to me.
Is he the other guy?
The one who's playing the role of the
Yeah,
villain?
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. He's
The
been
one that
overwhelmed
left
by
Fontaine?
grief. I think the director's death hit him
Or
hardest of
maybe
all.
not left Fontaine, maybe just
Grief?
left the court.
Guilt, more like.
Guilt?
Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me.
Debatable.
'Cause, well, speaking of the play being true to life,
Oh,
I
man.
was deeply, madly in love with Aurelie.
Oh, my God.
What? You kept that one quiet.
Okay.
It's time to be upfront with you all.
Maybe it's not
No more
debatable.
keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on
So
the
he
ending
was
if
the
we can't be
director's
honest
lover
about how we
then.
feel.
That, I was
I
not
did
expecting
tell
that,
her
actually.
How I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away.
But you still liked
she
her
said
anyways?
that we were all like brothers and sisters to her,
Aww.
and she never considered us as potential romantic partners.
Oh, the
Not
poor guy
that
got
it
his
came as
heart
a shock
crushed.
or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troop,
Oh,
and I'd always be there for her.
that's so cute.
I said, maybe one
Even
day in the future,
after
when
she
everyone's
rejected
settled into their
him.
own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troop no longer required her constant attention,
He still
well,
stayed with
maybe
her.
then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life.
Oh, that's
No.
adorable.
That day will never come.
Okay, but why would the other guy
So
feel
if I'm the one writing
guilty?
this ending, then I'm gonna make sure.
Did
it does
he
right
have
by
something to
Aurelie.
do with the director's
I
death?
won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all, face to face.
Yeah, or
We've
else
all
it's
had
just
our
all
differences
gonna
of
end on a
opinion
bad
over the
note, and you're
ending,
never
but
gonna
those
get the
two have
chance.
never seen eye to eye
It's
on
like you never got the
anything.
chance with the
One
director.
of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
I mean, I feel like
That's
both
where
sides
we're at.
kind of
Looks
have to
like it's time to go
compromise.
visit Villemont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Probably not.
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified.
Yeah.
But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do.
Does she?
Come on, everyone.
I mean,
Allons-y.
I guess she did lose Focalor. And Focalor, I mean, Focalor was kind of like her. She was the reason why she was suffering so much, but I don't know. She was also kind of close with Focalor, I think. Man, if only Villemont was at this one area. I really like this area. I'm gonna show it again just because I find it really cute. It's just like a little outdoor, I don't know what to call it. It's just a little outdoor, table and chairs. Which is just really cute. I just happened upon it when I was exploring Fontaine, I think, and I just decided to save the location. There's a couple birdies here, a couple oranges. They're called ballets, but they're not ballets, they're oranges. They're giant oranges.
This is tough going.
Huh? Who's fighting
Delphi.
what now?
Are you sure?
Oops. Got too close. Delphi, are you sure what?
Ugh, as if this
Man.
journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour.
Free trial character? I mean, she's not gonna be much useful against Hydro and
Wait,
Cryo Slimes.
Why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
Yeah,
Or
that's
just
Hydro and
curious,
Cryo
that's all.
Slimes.
I don't think anyone's ever seen Farina in a fight before.
Yeah, but
Are these the friends
don't
that
you
Farina
remember
could
why?
make?
The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could
Give
be converted
Farina
into
more friends,
Invernidia.
woo!
Miss Farina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway.
I mean,
Um,
can
as
she
much as
use
it pains me, unfortunately,
powers at all? She
I
doesn't
should
have a
just stay
vision.
put.
Aww.
I'm more like
She just hides
a,
behind me.
damsel in distress more than anything.
That's cute.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Okay, so I actually do know this one. C'est la vie in French actually means like this is life or such is life, something like that. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad.
I mean, Hydra
so
wouldn't do
pumped
good
to
against
feast my
Hydro
eyes on
Slimes and
fight
Cryo
with
Slimes.
Farina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
I mean, she could heal me, I
Don't worry,
guess.
piece of cake.
But she also doesn't have a vision, so I don't even know if she can use her power. If it's like, when she was a character here, that she could only use her power here because it was like, her here was like pre-flood, or I don't know how she was able to use her power there, but whatever.
Booba, get them. Hey, yeah.
Guess I'll do that. God dang it. Come back here.
Into the wind.
Is it just these? Of course not. Oh my god, there's more cryo slimes. Why is there more cryo slimes?
Clouds high. The birds come.
There we go. It can be a little tricky on how to, like, get Kazuha's burst to equip a certain element.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
I literally saved the world. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
thank you. Anyway,
Can we climb
the
up
path
here?
is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
I mean, it'd make more logical sense to go up the road, but sure. The arrow is pointing me here. Wait. Yep. That's what I thought. Am I supposed to use the road here? I don't know. Man, this guy lives here? This is really desolate.
Vilma, are you there?
I don't see him.
Oh, it's you guys.
Oh!
Wait, what's
Hi.
Lady Farina doing here?
You're actually different than I expected you to look, no offense.
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
Explains the whole sequence of events
So,
to Vilma.
You think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else.
Okay,
about
but the
making
one guy
Little
said he
Oceanid a
might feel
success.
guilty for some reason.
That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us.
I mean, things are already
We're
difficult, I
supposed
feel
to be
like.
a unit when we're on stage.
Vilma, avoiding the truth will not help anyone.
You gotta tell them.
Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it.
I mean, Aurelie did
Listen,
send
Vilma,
them outside
I
of
used to think that my
Fontaine,
love for Aurelie was a point
and
of shame.
only one of them
Never brought it up to
is
anyone.
a female,
But
not
now,
including Aurelie.
I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not
Please?
being the smart one.
Oof.
As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience.
That's cute.
Of course, that was nowhere near enough.
That ticket sales just
We took
because
on
they're
side
such a
jobs when
small
we weren't
thing.
performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire.
It
So,
still kind of
Anyway,
is.
one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return,
then
we
that
just had to provide the
sponsorship
audience with their
turned
drinks
bad.
during performances.
Was
It
that
seemed like a win-win.
sponsorship from the
So,
guy who turned the
I
ladies
said
into
yes to it
puddles?
on the spot without consulting the director.
Mm.
It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized
He was the murderer?
The drink in question was synth.
Why do I feel like I've heard that before? What was synth?
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances
Oh. Man, this guy has a wide range with his serial disappearance cases. And this is a state of euphoria, but also causes significant harm to the body.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes.
Is
And
it
I told
like
the director
distilled
everything right
primordial
away.
seawater?
She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration.
And then he got mad and
merchant
turned her
was
into a puddle?
Furious, berated us for going back on our word and threatened to sue us for damages.
Yeah.
The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And so he turned her into a puddle.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault.
That's adorable. And then she turned into a puddle.
But things only got worse from there.
Yeah.
The synth merchant just wouldn't let up. And then suddenly, the director told us all to leave the city one day.
Okay, but
I knew then
you
that
all can
things
dissolve,
reached
but
a
only
boiling
one of you
point.
was a female
I
that
admit this
he
whole
was
thing
actually
was my
looking
mistake.
for.
I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
Because you felt like you were the one that murdered her. You brought the director to the attention of the synth dealers. Your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her. Oh, man. I understand why you feel as guilty.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Aww.
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor!
Oh, yeah.
You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us?
Because he was scared?
What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and death situation.
She
We
was
could have
Aurelie's
saved her.
lover, so...
How could you be so stupid?
Oh, boy. I mean, I guess he
Please,
is
try not to get too worked up.
a little at
Listen
fault,
to him.
but
You need to stay calm.
he's freaking out.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm?
Oh, he's gonna punch the guy.
Got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life.
I mean, to be fair, she
He
did
has the
love you
gall to try and
back,
high
but...
road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show.
Okay, someone hold
How
him
about
back,
taking full
please.
responsibility for what he's done.
Something's gonna
All I
happen.
can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director.
Aww.
What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward. who
Man,
made
the
an
director was the
awful,
light in
terrible
all
mistake
of
that I
their
can
lives.
never
That's
take
sad.
back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve.
I mean, I don't
in
think
my
it's what
life.
you deserve.
So I can
Because
meet
you
the
weren't
director
her
and
originally
apologize to her in
original
person.
murderer, but still.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't ever want to see your face
Yeah,
again.
I guess the trope
That's
is kind of
enough.
broke up now.
You've screamed
Well,
and
there's
shouted at each
Celestia.
other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you.
Ooh.
Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life.
And
How
yet they
can you
keep
do that
fighting
if you're
amongst
just using it
themselves.
as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
Yeah, she is right.
I'm sorry.
She has had a lot of
On
experience with
stage,
this.
The lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe.
And yeah, Farina has experience with this. She knows what the lead role is. She knows how to play the lead role. Farina would be a good director for them.
But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe.
Aww.
What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside.
Brothers
That's
and
how you should
sisters, one of
remember
which
her.
still loves her.
And that's what you
Oof.
should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but Isn't she your hero already?
She is!
After everything she did for you?
She tried to help everyone.
So think hard about what that means.
Don't split up. That
And
would
then
make
think
your
again
director
about what you
sad.
hope to achieve by
Even though,
arguing
yes, she
with each
is
other.
dead now, but
If you really
still.
hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured?
Ooh.
But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you?
Farina's been playing an
care
act
too
for
much about
500
Director O'Reilly
years.
and the
You can
home she
play an
built you
act
all to let
for
go.
an hour. Maybe 2.
What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Because
Sorry,
you're
I
being
didn't
like,
mean
it's
it that way.
yourself, Farina.
It's just that for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again.
Yes! This is
She'd
the
seen
ending I'm
Paula
looking
and
for.
Vermont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Oh,
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Farina's a
Of
gentle
course she was.
person.
Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a
Okay,
truly
was she an
outstanding
old lady
person.
or was she not an old lady? I mean, not
What
like
you said,
old,
it
not like
really
Madame
puts
Ping
everything
old,
into
but
perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
and then Farina
It's
yelled at
alright.
you.
Let's save all this for after the performance.
Yeah, don't
So,
let that
Vandu,
let your
what are we gonna do
personal
about it?
Clearly,
afflictions
everyone needs to take a
affect
step back
their
for now and
performance.
reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray.
Yeah.
The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate. How exactly?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do I mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims.
So
If you could
one of
find
the director's
anything that
things might be
O'Reilly left
there.
behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
Ooh!
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on O'Reilly's true feelings.
Nice.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your
Okay,
capable
but
hands.
there was a lot
Come,
of
let's pay a visit to the
victims
Palais
in that
Marmonia.
incident. How am I
The
gonna
rest
find
of you,
one
head back to the rehearsal location for now
thing?
and wait for our good news.
Alright. Wait, I'm going to the Palais Marmonia? Look for the former Tropes director's belongings in the Palais Marmonia. Wasn't the underwater thing, like, over here? Or maybe they took his stuff out, or took their stuff out. I guess it's not the original guy's stuff. And then just took it to the Palais Marmonia? I don't know. What exactly am I looking for? How do I know what to look for this? How do I know what to look for when they didn't come with me? Do I ask Nouvelette or Melusine, hey, do you know about this director lady? Do I even know her name?
You want to review some recovered items connected
Yes, I
to
do know
victims
her
of
name.
the serial disappearances case? But,
I just don't remember her
that
name.
case has been closed for quite a while now.
How long
Still,
is quite a
since
while,
you were the
Laura
ones who
speaking?
discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually
You,
have to submit
Melusine,
an
are so
application.
cute.
Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
Yeah, good thing I'm actually the one that solved all that. Since staff member to
So,
retrieve the belongings.
This is all O'Reilly left behind.
Just all of this?
Just whatever she was carrying on her person.
Or
and
all
this
of
tattered
what's on
old
the
notebook.
desk?
Hey!
It all kind of blends together.
Script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
I mean, she was a
Let me take
director.
look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary.
Wait, did she know she was
Let's
gonna die?
see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions.
Oh.
She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women.
Did she find the
If you'd
truth
had
about
the
them?
chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vachey's guilt.
Okay, wait. Wow, that's actually deep. The director looked into Vache then.
Vache took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess Aurelie
I mean,
must have
I
written
saw
all
those
this down
victims
in the hope
personally. It's
that her
quite
records would
terrifying,
one day
actually.
be of use to investigators. Wait, it cuts off.
Like a page was torn?
Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left.
Was that after she
Her
drank the
final words
synth
are-
or self or whatever it's called?
I'll let you read them for yourself.
What does it say? Ooh! Okay, so that's new. Ooh, I like that! Someone else was taken. That makes 6. Or perhaps the 7th? Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Was that yesterday? Maybe not. Well, if you're trapped in some like underground place, you can't really tell if something was from an hour ago or a week ago. Makes sense. I've long since lost track of time. Sorry, I don't know if writing this is of any use or how much longer I can do it for. I can already see my fate approaching, but what terrifies me even more is the thought of seeing others from the trope here. Oh, she doesn't want the others from the trope to suffer like she does. Have I truly protected them? Sorry, I'm so sorry. I can write no more. Oh, that's cute. I think I have a fever and my old stomach troubles have returned, but nobody has given me any medicine. Well, you're not exactly in a hospital. I suppose I am more fortunate than Cressy? The pain keeps her awake all night. I suppose they think that anything goes so long as the experimental... Wait, was it just Vache, or did he have, like, people working with him? Because there was obviously the synth suppliers, but I don't know if that was just Vache or what. So long as the experimental subjects can be used up before they die. Like puppets or something. It's so damp here. I have given her my blanket. Oh, so cold, so cold, so cold. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work, but your reward will be death. And I mean, the play that they're doing now, sure, but that's still sad. I like to tell them such things, but it is I who am losing my grip. If anyone sees this trope safe, I them important, please farewell, apologize, life perform, future regret, Cleo. Cleo was the name of Ariel. This page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have wandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. From this page onward, the diary stops to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Oh, some are in the forms of newspaper clippings. How do we know this? Do we just listen to all the musicals and read all the newspaper clippings in Fontaine? Some are in the form of newspaper clippings. Others are handwritten with many crossings out and changes. It is apparent that the pages have been referenced often, and that this was the personal notebook of the artistic director of Aurelie. Well, that's sad.
She was so terrified.
And she was just thinking about her friends at the trope too. That's so sad. She watched a girl get dissolved right in front of her and had to wait for her own death sentence in silence. Oh man, I'm glad we took down Vache.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human.
Like you!
I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been.
I mean, you're not dead, but...
This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
You're human, but the people see you as a god. Ooh. Flipping through the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, one page has been torn out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are 2 new lines Aurelie has written, in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems that they took her both great effort and a great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. That was the final line! That was the line that needed to be implemented in there. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this what you truly want? Because I am an older sister to them. I love them. Oh, that means that she loves the trope.
If you become human,
That's cute.
you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most
That
important line in the little Oceanid?
Yeah, that line needs to be in there.
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for
She was
death
just
to
glad
come.
she protected her
I'm
friends
sure this
or
is what the troop would have
siblings,
hoped
I
to do as
guess.
well. She had their
She
utmost
saw them as
trust,
siblings. They weren't actually siblings.
admiration, and love. And she truly deserved it.
Aww.
Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Her final thoughts were a bit jumbled up, and it had the few lines. There's that one guy at the table. The poor stressed guy.
But that's just standard procedure.
Yeah, we're not gonna mess with that. It's mainly just all jumbled up. We can go over here. Wait, weren't we up here before? How did we know to go over here? Faced with conflict between the Trump members, Farina offers a solution, one that respects the will of the director. She said something about regret and whatever the Ariel's name was. I completely forgot already. But that's sad that her last thoughts were about her trope, her friends, her siblings. Oh, right, this was the area with the, where they were doing the play. Forgot about that. I guess they all came back. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words, some weep bitterly, and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. A long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and make a final decision. See, Genshin should always do this. Always do the click to continue.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Yes.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
For you guys.
She did her best to protect as many people
So
as
she
possible,
probably doesn't want you
even
guys
if it
to
meant
break up.
sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary.
Why is there just a random bed there?
Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
That bed is like
I will try
half
all
the
my
size of
regret
the
and put it
stage.
into my performance to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings.
Aww.
This final farewell show
He
should be
does
about
feel
Director
bad.
O'Reilly and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus.
Is he the
I
guy
have a
that's
feeling
supposed to
that
be
this
playing
will
as the
turn out
main
to be
villain,
the
or is he
most
playing as Prince
mesmerizing
Eric?
performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals,
And,
I've
you know,
learned
playing an
one
act for
thing.
500 years.
If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse
I forget that this
yourself
is a
in the role,
musical.
pouring all your emotions.
Because The Little
into your
Mermaid, it
performance.
has music, but it
And
wasn't
all
just
human
music.
Emotions, love, hate, regret, and hope. Just the most mesmerizing things in this world. I
Aww.
don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage.
Farina
than
should
they
be
are
the
now.
new director.
Thank you for the vote of confidence,
Recruit
Miss
Farina,
Farina.
please.
And thank you for supporting us through all this.
She's
Then
like
let's
your
not delay
director.
things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
I feel
Actually,
like it's gonna be like
before that,
something
I'd
in
like to make a
between what
proposal.
both of them were
During
thinking.
the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Oh, really? Oh, that's close to Ariel.
But then,
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her.
Aw.
Besides,
Do
a role
directors normally
commemorating
play
her
roles
life
in
should be
movies?
associated with her name.
I don't think they do.
Well,
Well, I mean,
if
they're
you're sure you're okay
tiny
with that,
groups,
I have no
so
objection to it.
whatever.
Now we're talking.
I like
a
that
serious
really
acting troupe.
sounds like Ariel though.
I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
She's a director.
Procure a stage?
oh, it's okay.
Getting a
Our
larger
usual
stage
place
than
doesn't
this?
need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary
she's
show,
dancing.
we need an extraordinary stage.
Oh,
By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Farina's back to her normal self. I love this. Farina's the director.
Whoa, wait, what?
She's helping them.
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
But she's Farina.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
They just can't afford it.
No, though that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Believe.
I have no problem with it then.
Plus,
How about the
she's
rest of
Farina.
you?
You all were gawking like, oh, what is Lady Farina doing here? She can help you. She is the person to help you. I mean, I can too,
I'll take
but
your silence
whatever.
as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then
they
don't
wanted to
disappoint
be
me.
on a large stage, but
If
obviously
you
they
mess
can't
this up,
afford it.
It'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on, we'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
Why do you call him Nervilette? It's Nouvelette. Well, it might be Nervilette, but still, there's no R in Nouvelette. It's Nouvelette, not Nervilette. I don't know. It's just a Genshin thing. Why are we finding him here, not inside the Palais Mermonia? I thought he hated outside. Is that on like a balcony or something? Where is that? Oh, no, it's just over here. Well, hi,
Look
Nouvelette.
at that. Looks like I guessed right.
Nouvelette.
Just guessing?
I mean, he's either gonna be out here or inside the Palais Mermonia.
I knew you'd be here.
He's still the Judge
I'm here
Udex.
merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss
You
Farina.
take breaks?
And you too, traveler in Paimon.
You're
What
an
might I assist
official
you with
dragon now. Did
I
your
would like to
ears
book the
change
Opera
or
Epiclese
anything
for an
about you
event.
change at all?
You see,
You share the story of the little Oceanid with Nouvelette along
understand.
with the backstory.
The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to
Yes!
make things unduly difficult.
We're
The story
popular!
of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that I am
mean, it's
surprised
like The
to see
Little
your passion
Mermaid,
for the
so
performing arts
sure.
rekindled after all that has happened.
what do you mean? Do I look excited?
I mean, you seemed
Yes.
excited when we were leaving
This is
that
the first
area.
time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
Aww.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them.
See,
So I
this is
wanted
with
to learn a
Nouvelette
little bit
too.
more
These
about
are
the
like Oceanid
situation.
tales, even though he is
But one
the
thing led to another,
no,
and-
Hydra Dragon, obviously.
Well, here we are.
I don't think anything
the
about him has
past, We
changed.
sat in our high chairs in the court.
I wish it
giving
did.
Our opinions on isolated
Years
cases,
longer, something like that. I
although
don't know.
knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom. But I've developed a great
You
sense
may
of
be an
curiosity
ordinary
about their
person, but
lives.
you're a good
I'm truly
ordinary
delighted to see you
person.
find a new lease on life.
And Nouvelette is proud of
Now that
you.
you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question
Because you've become their
Well, if the Little
director?
Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain
I
to
mean,
add it to their repertoire.
The Little Mermaid
The
is kind of like
experiences
a
and
classic.
decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading
The
role.
protagonist
It would truly be
is
a shame
Aurelie
if you did
now.
not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself
Also,
clear?
how have you heard of
I
the
won't
little
act or
Oceanid
perform in
before
any role
this?
ever again.
It's like
No
rumors of a story,
exceptions.
or are you just
Nor do
that
I
in
think it is
depth
any
with
great shame.
all of Fontaine?
There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories.
But
either
there's a
on or
lack
off
of a
the stage.
director.
This
Frina.
experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission.
Aww.
I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past. And
Frina, you were the one who mentioned to give
I'm
this
glad to learn that you have found a
stage
role
to
play
them.
that you enjoy.
You're
Be it
their
on the stage or
director.
not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the
I
grandest
like
step
that
finales.
Nouvellette is still
I
supporting
will have my
Frina,
staff book
though.
the date and mail the relevant
They're
paperwork to
still
the troupe
like
once
older
the
brother,
details are
little
confirmed.
sister.
Thanks, Nervalette.
That's cute.
You are very welcome.
Oh, you've been helping us.
Many people were once enthralled by Lady Farina's performances, myself included.
That's adorable.
I hope that one day she'll be able to understand that our appreciation was always sincere.
Yeah, I kind of hope it's sincere. I like that he says "our" because he still looked up to he still looked up to Farina as well. That's so cute. But I mean, it's good her 500 years didn't go to complete waste. I mean, almost all of the people of Fontaine are alive, so why are you guys dressing exactly alike? That's a little weird. But almost all the people are alive, and that was her original mission. And now she gets to sit by and relax and be a director. I want to see director Farina so badly. I hope she agrees. I don't want the ending of this to turn out sad.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked.
Do we know when it's booked?
Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance.
It is special.
We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
Okay, so Farina's at
is truly
this point
wonderful.
is just the director.
The
Who are
sooner
all
we
these
can
other
finalize
people?
The ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse.
I don't know
Molly
who
and
the
I
other
just went
people
over
are.
some parts of the script and tweaked a few things.
Are they just
I
like
think it's really
the
going to
backup
resonate
or
with
something?
the audience now.
Wow, you two had a
not the backup actors, just setting up the stage and stuff?
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Exactly. Which is why you
Look at
shouldn't
us.
loudly
We've come
communicate
so
with each
far.
other.
I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing. Even though Farina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all.
Farina
she's
is
really
the
fired
drama
everyone
queen.
up.
I mean, Farina is also their director. I say she's a director. She has to be their director. I'm going to be
Please feel
sad
free
if
to
she
give us any
isn't.
comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Ooh. Are we? Oh, we are gonna get to see this a little bit. It's still cute. Is it like loading down here? What is this? Oh, it is loading down here. That's adorable. Oh, and the different scenes. Of course, she has blue hair. It's always the Oceanids with human forms that have blue hair. Oh, there I am. Are they actually fighting, or is
Cursed
that?
Cleo? She
Ooh.
stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
Okay, so they went
This
down
has nothing to
the
do with her.
dramatic
The
ending.
ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
Is that the Fountain of
This
Lucine?
guy could be useful.
It looks like the Fountain of Lucine.
Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Okay, what ending did it go down? Was that the sad ending? I mean, I guess that leaves room for a part 2.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I
Oh,
haven't seen
was that
such
the
a
end of
fine
it or not?
performance in a long time. If only.
You could
What should
participate?
we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Why
Yep.
does it have to be now?
Is Free gonna play the
what's going on?
part?
You're due on stage any second now.
Yep. I knew it. She was gonna doom it.
Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop
I
working?
saw this.
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
Is it terminal
I
though?
figured whatever
That'd be
it
sad
took to
if they
get me
lost
through
the
this
director
final
and then her.
performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
I saw this from 10 miles away.
This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
Frina.
Miss Farina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no
Is
more.
she actually gonna do?
If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask.
She's gonna.
Loic, your character
Yes.
has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
I
is
think
she?
my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the
she
troupe
might.
with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Yeah. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest.
Oh.
I'll sing the finale.
Are we actually gonna hear singing?
From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
But you wanted to do this, right,
you, Miss
Frida? You said
Farina.
you wanted to do
I'm so sorry
something.
to put you in this position after everything you said.
Yeah, I saw this from a mile
Never
away.
mind.
They should have had a
What's done is
backup
done.
character
It's
just
really my
in
own fault for
case.
getting in too deep. No one likes regrets.
What's with
My
these
son's
characters
included.
and not having a
Leave it
plan
to
B?
I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I thought her name
I do
was
not doubt your acting
Aurelie.
skills, but please allow me to ask
This is
just
close to
one more
Aurelie.
question.
Or,
After
yeah,
all,
oh, blah,
this
whatever.
show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
Hey, her red hair.
her
She's a
pure heart.
mermaid. That too.
Despite all the pain and loneliness she had
I mean,
to
Oceanids
endure,
are kind of like mermaids if you
she
think
never
about it.
won't stop believing
They've
in
got the
beauty
mermaid
in this
tail.
world.
Well said.
Aww.
I
Is that a
leave
text?
Director Aurelie in your hands.
Yeah, I knew they should have had a backup character, because who knows if Frida even wanted to do this. I can't tell if she wanted to do this or not. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I couldn't even dream of acting. I have stage fright. Yeah, Frida! The little Oceanid! Is this gonna be a cutscene? Oh, I think it is! I hope it is. Oh, sound stopped immediately, because that's how crowds work. Oh, is there gonna be singing? Woo!
Will she get here?
I like the drawing.
She's not coming. You're wrong. She's here.
Woo. There's Farina. Well, technically the little Oceanid. Okay, I like this. That's cool. Restores the springs? I'm confused about the plot of the little Oceanid.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
Did they go down the plot where it's like all sad and depressing?
You become human. You can reveal
There's
your
the
secret
line.
to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Okay, I love the animation of this. That's really good animation. Wait, so did the little Oceanid sacrifice herself? Oh, right, because in the one sad ending, she sacrificed herself. So this was the sad ending, right? She sacrificed herself for the people? That's a vision. What does that mean? I'm so confused by this. The guy is still tied up. There's a hat and a vision. What is going on? Did Farina just get a vision? What do they even give Hydro Visions for? Perseverance? Did Farina just get a Hydro Vision? Wait a minute, I need to see this.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina on the stage just now?
I need. Wait.
She hasn't been seen for a
Oh
while.
my god, she got a
She
vision!
disappears out of nowhere? Gotta say, though, her
Gignac?
acting skills are as superb as ever.
Who names their child Gignac? That's the funniest name ever. Oh my god, Farina got a vision. Where did she even get the vision from? Does this prove that they don't get their visions from the Archons, but from Celestia itself? How does that make sense? Didn't they trick the Heavenly Principles? I feel like if they trick the Heavenly Principles, that's equal to tricking Celestia itself, right?
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
I thought they changed her name to Aurélie.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I have no idea. Oh, are they pretending she's not Farina?
A lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either.
But Farina got a vision!
Thankfully, not too many people recognized me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself.
But you got a vision for it! And what do hydrovisions mean? I know electrovisions mean people see you as a little quirky and weird.
It felt good to be back on the stage again.
Farina has some power
Finally,
again.
We would like to give a special
But
thanks
she
to
said
our
it felt
artistic
good.
consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Your director! Please!
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Yeah! Okay, I did like the singing though.
So it was Farina after all.
See?
She's back.
Yeah?
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by
It's
me
not
first.
a bad thing. Is it gonna be a bad thing with the people?
All right,
Farina
calm
has a
down,
vision.
don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged.
Can we talk about the visions
After
that
all,
she just got?
It's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
That's respectable.
Yes, I know the rule.
But she got a vision!
But it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
How did she get a vision? The Hydro Archon is dead!
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, that was an actual vision. It descended from the heavens. So it wasn't the fake vision that Venti, Zhongli, and maybe A and Nahida used, though I don't think A and Nahida have fake visions. Because the people know that A is the Archon. Archons don't need visions. But I know Zhongli and Venti have fake visions, just because if they use their power, like near to their people, people won't question like, hey, how can you use the power of Anemo and Geo without a vision? It's just as a backup plan. But she got a real vision! At most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
I mean, I'm already kind of celebrity,
But
so...
can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack.
You got a vision!
Where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real
Prop
one
vision?
popped out of thin air!
Okay, so that was a real one.
That.
Wait, there was always supposed to be a
I
prop?
have no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well.
I need
didn't
to
it?
think of the
I'll
Hydra
bet the audience has
characters.
never
What are
seen
the-
such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Oh, so Paimon was
Wonder
like
how she's
flying
doing.
up.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to
Let me
do.
see what the Hydra Vision meaning is. Let me see if this is actually accurate. I'm reading something now, and I feel like that's what it means, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so Pyro is... Presumably, all of this is presumable. Pyro is given to people who are strongly passionate about something and dedicated their lives to it. Think of the Pyro characters. And let me see about the other visions. Hydro! This vision is given to people who either have strong dedication towards something or have desire to protect others. Okay, that actually makes sense. Farina has both. She has both a desire and the will to protect people. I'm gonna read the other visions in just a second. Great. Dendro, this vision is given to those who seek or possess knowledge or skills that are considered either hidden or forbidden or simply valuable knowledge highly. Smart people, basically. Electro, this vision is... Electro is the most obvious. Given to those who see the world differently from others and are generally considered weird or odd, or are essentially living in their own world. Official. Animo vision are given to those who in some way desire or chase some form of freedom or have strong ambition. AKA losing their friends. A lot of Animo characters have lost their friends, and that includes the Animo Archon. Man. And Venti's still alive, even though Venti and Zhongli are like the only two left among the original 7. But Venti said he was like one of the weakest Archons. So that doesn't make sense. Cryo vision given to those who are at crossroads in their life, are torn between responsibilities and desires. Oh, wait, I just immediately thought of Kaya. Oh, wait a minute. Or are hiding something, whether intentional or not. Okay, yeah, that's definitely Kaya. That's deep. Geovision given to those who are determined, hardworking, and will do anything to achieve their goals. Alright, well, that actually makes sense about all those visions, but holy crap, the Cryo vision reminded me a lot of Kaya. Ooh. Yeah, Kaya has a Cryo vision, makes sense. But his edgy backstory is a little more into that.
You're back.
She's not dead!
She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
Is this a terminal illness, though?
How did the performance go? Was it a success?
I mean, Farina got a real vision. Apparently there was like a prop vision that was gonna fall down.
Also, you're not gonna believe what
I don't understand that little Oceanid plot, but sure.
First thing tomorrow morning.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed.
And they
to
know
see it
that
through to
Farina
the
was
end.
there,
I
so
guess it was
Farina could
wrong
be
to
their
try and
director.
tough it out to begin with.
No, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, The audience was very impressed by your performance.
Aww.
It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well,
Did
one
she
way or
play her
another,
part at
we
all
did
in
it.
the story? Or was
I've
she
had
just
bad
sick
luck
and then
ever
just
since I was
left?
born, so I
Never got to
expect
play
things to go
as
smoothly
Cleo
in
or
life.
whatever her name was.
I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you
Okay,
didn't
but
push
maybe
yourself
you
past
guys
your
don't have
limits
to
so much,
disband.
your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
If
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right
Farina
now.
is your director, you should have
Aw,
Farina
you
as your
two
director.
care a lot about each other.
Please.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You two are
I
lovers.
mean, we never stop arguing with each other.
Okay, yeah. These two actually remind me of the two couple.
So, any plans for the next step?
The couple in, that say they're not a couple, they're totally a couple. In, the Fortress of Meripede that worked for, that one. Well, the one guy worked for a scholar, I guess, that was in the previous research academia in Fontaine. The guy worked for the scholar, and then the lady worked for the guy who worked for the scholar. But they're totally dating. Yeah, I don't remember their names, but these two remind me of them.
After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire.
You can't break up the
You
troupe.
won't have to disband
Trope,
if you
whatever
don't
it's
want
called.
to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to
Do
the
it.
bigger theater troops out there. That would do wonders for your financial
You
situation.
two.
No, we should still disband.
Do you
Yeah.
not want to?
It's what we all agreed to.
That doesn't mean you have
After
to
all that's
stick to
happened,
it.
I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again.
No,
one day.
I don't want it to end on a sad note. Please.
Hey, don't just walk off.
Man. Please.
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe.
Aw, man, are they all gonna disband?
After
Who are
watching Miss
those two
Farina's
extra
performance,
people?
I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
Man,
You should do it.
what if Frida
It
be
suits
the
you.
director and the troupe just stay
I'd
together?
originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
But you could still stay behind
Oh.
the scenes.
So now you finally got your priorities in order.
Aw. He still cares for
I
her
guess I'll hold
though.
off until you've properly recovered as well. What about you,
That's
Miss Farina?
cute.
Any future plans?
Well,
Other than this, she
frankly,
had no plans.
I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go.
So
until
she's gonna
I
be a
finally
director for multiple
acquiesce.
people.
You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Oof.
Sorry.
He thought she deserved some recognition though.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse
Oh
to
man,
a
I
return
wanted
to the
Farina to
stage
be
as
the
I
director of this
previously
trope
imagined.
though.
Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me.
What does that even
I
mean?
still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself.
Yeah, Farina.
So maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Do what feels right to you.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people
Aww.
and how they touch the lives of others around them.
So you're
I
still
want
gonna
to
stay in
watch
the
them
acting
blossom
business?
and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling.
Sounds like she's
And once
exactly
you get out
like
into the
director
world, the more you'll
O'Reilly.
discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time I'll invite you to join me. Man, we're gonna invite a lot of people to join us because we've said this to a lot of our friends.
Then it's a deal.
Oh.
If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Okay, but what does that even mean? You were playing as a god. There is no hydro god. Was it Nuvalet that gave it to you? I don't think so. I mean, he has his original dragon powers back. Sure, he's a full dragon now. But what does that even mean? What does tricking the heavenly principles even mean? I don't understand the specifics of all of this. But apparently visions range in sizes too, because Child's is like kind of sideways. Some people have their visions on their hands, it's a bit smaller. Maybe it depends on the person, like, hey, you get this vision and it'll only work with this outfit, but if you leave your vision alone for too long, then you'll start to become depressed, and then, I don't know, visions are weird. Wow. Can I talk to everyone? That was such a sad ending! It was like sad ending with the little Oceanid, I guess.
But
There'll be plenty of opportunities in the future for us to tell the stories that we want on stage.
Aww. So they're still gonna stay connected, just not as the troop?
Now that the buzz is worn off,
or trope?
I feel ready to pass out.
Who even are you? Are you just like a stagehand or something? What about you?
I'm just finishing packing up.
What about the
As soon
one
as I'm
guy
done,
that left?
I've got an interview with the Steambird to get to.
I think he
Thanks to
actually
all your
left.
help,
I don't think I
the
could
show
talk to
was
him.
more perfect than we ever could have hoped for. But most of all, I want to thank you for giving me the chance to finally say farewell to Aurelie.
Aww. The fact that you actually, like, loved her was so sad, too.
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power.
She played as a god, and she wasn't technically the god, but she still got a vision. Oh my god.
And now that the gods have given me their blessings, it actually feels more
Did
like
Celestia give this to you? Did Nuvalet give this to you? Who gave this to you? Focalor is
that
dead.
how humans feel about it as well?
Is Focalor dead? Is there still like a trace of Focalor in you, which is why you got the actual vision? I'm so confused. Is the guy out here? I don't think he's out here, and I can't go back in there. Man, why did I leave? Isn't this camp just down here? I want to see if he's over here. It's probably not gonna be, but I feel bad for the guy still. Because he feels bad because he feels like he kind of murdered her. And, I mean, he did play a part in it, but he wasn't the original murderer. Is it? Well, the thing's not even here. If I'm at the right location. Wasn't it right here? Yeah, it was, because there was this. Well, I guess since that isn't there, I'm going to end the stream here, and we're going to pick this back up next time. I'll just end it right here. Why not? We're going to pick this back up next time. Man, I have a lot to think about during that, because holy crap, Celestia is close. That's really creepy, actually. But who, I mean, who gives people their visions? I originally thought it was like the gods who kind of transported the visions, but it was Celestia who decided who gets a vision, who doesn't. That type of thing. But man, this rainbow rose is almost as tall as Lumine. That's actually kind of terrifying. But I don't know. It's something with Celestia. I don't think Nuvalet has a part to play in it. If he did, then maybe Farina would have mentioned something about him. I don't know. This is all super confusing. But we could pick this back up next time on Monday with whatever I have planned next. We certainly have a lot to go, but I do actually want to do one of the other more minor world quests. It was like in Irenaeus, wrong one. It was in Irenaeus where we found this Melusine that could hardly talk. She was using keywords. She was really cute. We had to get like 3 keys, I think? And then do something. I don't know what we were doing, but I do want to do that quest. We'll decide that when the time comes. Do that on Monday and Tuesday next week, and then Thursday, Friday this week, obviously, will be Skyrim. I'm gonna take that. So, I hope you all have a good rest of your day and night, or wherever you're in this crazy world. I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye! I hate that the screen goes black when I do this, and then you can see when I go into OBS. That sucks.